categories to determine our podium place getters for today's proceedings, as well as what the overall championship is going to look like. It is red hot across all three classes. So just having a check here at the Group A running order from slowest to fastest: Tim Bett, Shane Travers, Sean Rice, Neil Marshall, Ross Travers, Carl Brensel, Clayton Tisdall, Ollie Silverton and Simon Gibbon. The top 9 running order in the Unlimited will be Ruben Hoxema, Kevin Roberts, Scott Donald, Rob Coley, Baden Gray, Robert White, Richard Burt and Glenn Head. So certainly plenty more action to come, ladies and gentlemen. And we've been having, as we can understand, the wind as we're opening the door of the commentary tower. Pieces of paper have been flying everywhere. And my two blokes who are assisting with the track rotation here have now decided to bring out some sticky tape and sticky tape the pieces of paper to the table. It's only taken 4 hours for them to figure that out. We don't want to rush you guys into smart thinking at all, do we, eh? Hey, no flies on you blokes. It's just the marks where all the flies pooed and then buggered off. We'll be back racing with Group B style top 9 sudden death eliminations in a minute. Bryce Barron out on track at the moment with Caleb Barron in the silly seat. All right, so this is Bryce and Caleb Barron out on track at the moment. What we're doing is running all of the boats in the Group B and the Group A category, but it's only the top 9. We will cut them down to 6. So because of the conditions today and the calling of an earlier day than we would otherwise see due to the conditions we had earlier and the slowness of the operation of today's proceedings, that's what's going on. So it is a Bryce and Caleb Barron. Oh, a bit of a hesitation, wrong way. Just really very lucky on the reflexes there. Grabbed a bit of island as well. Oh, now he's completely bamboozled. He's lost. He's discombobulated. Cuddy Wumpus, as the Americans would say. So we're a long way back from here. He needs to come around here, go up the centre chute. So Bryce and Caleb Barron in their last run for the day will be getting a DNF. He got discombobulated. Cuddy Wumpus, wrong way, confused, whatever you want to call it. It is a DNF. So very disappointing end to their day. So it looks as though we now will have Sam Tweedy in the dilemma machine. Sam Tweedy and Darcy Redstone. They really want to lay one down here because you're not going to make the top 6, and that is not going to help you when you bog it down around a left-hander like that. That washes tenths of seconds off the time. So they really need to get their head back into gear. We see quite often after the lunch break, people going slower, the carbohydrates, the sugar levels drop, as the body tries to process the food, just sets up this left-hander around the Mouthfresh hairpin at the bottom part of the course. Try to get some information from Rob Coley, the boat that caught on fire a little bit earlier. Didn't get any information, so hoping to wait and see a bit earlier. Yes, Matthew, what was it?
It was the seal between the oil filter and the main block blew out and then blew oil all over them. So.
Are they going to be out?
No, they're back in. They reckon not a problem.
All right. Great news to hear from Rob Coley out of the Mouthfresh machine. But it's back to what's going on track here at the moment. Well, there he is. We'll have a chat to him in a minute. Oh, geez, I tell you, they decelerated that quickly. It's a 103.528. So Rob Coley in the Mouthfresh machine is going to be back on course after that fire in the boat. Just warmed the back of driver and navigator just a little bit. It is a cold day here, but Rob, I don't think you should be warming your missus up with a fire in the back of your boat. That's my personal opinion. However you work that out, that's up to you guys. But it's great to see that they will be continuing on. It is Chris Rasmussen now in the professionals machine. Holly Sutherland doing the navigational duties. Oh, way too deep in there. That depth into that corner is going to add plenty of time onto the clock, and that is not what you want to be doing when it comes to sudden death eliminations, top 9. So Chris Rasmussen, a long way to climb. It is a mountain too high to climb, particularly in a pair of jandals at the moment. Setting up for the hairpin, really opening up that apex. Got in and out of there quite smoothly, but still a very wide line, taking the long way around this Oxbow Aquatrack course. So Chris Rasmussen now to the far side of the track. Duck in here, bang it, straight up the middle he goes. Just easing off, just setting it up through that crosswash. That boat sitting fairly loose and fairly ragged. Now down the fast part of the course and heading towards his finish line. So Chris Rasmussen, Holly Sutherland with a 102.116. So, well, they are now sitting on the bubble. Next out will be Craig Shaw and Stu White in the Outer Limits machine. They started this day off in this Outer Limits machine. The boat quite loose. They've been tightening it up as it goes through the day, just trying to get a little bit more handling into this vessel. It is a fine line between pleasure and pain, between right and wrong, and fast time and ambulance time. So Craig Shaw, Stu White, get the go ahead. Stu White got the big mitt out there, telling his driver where he needs to go. Quite nice through that first left-hand hairpin into this fast part of the track. Carries that momentum right through the Rock Guest roundabout. Quite a nice drive so far in this lap for Craig Shaw. That's nice in through that hairpin. They look as though they got this boat absolutely spot on at the moment. That right-hander catching a few unawares, catching them out. Craig Shaw getting through there very nicely indeed. Straight up the middle now. Don't make sure you don't carry that through. He's got Stewie White's got Craig Shaw right on song as far as the navigation goes. This is a very smooth run. Craig Shaw's going to be very happy with this. How's the time going to look? Oh, he's gone wide. I thought he was gone wide, too wide. But that's a 58.817. 58.817 there for Craig Shaw. Went really deep around that big sweeping arc towards finish down the bottom of the track. Only a couple of more millimetres and we might have seen him parked up into the big screen. Daniel Buttercup Reid coming out now. His mum Lynn at home. Happy 60th, Lynn. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lynn. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip. Hooray! So, Daniel Buttercup Reid, Jasmine Webster, last run out, they went the wrong way. They are knocking on the door of an overall championship. The boat is called Third Time Lucky. It's going to be full of concentration here. Jasmine Webster the teacher's aide and student directing her partner. Very nicely indeed at the moment. Oh, Buttercup, that's a good line straight up to the Rock Gas roundabout. Really on it at the moment. Just keep the focus, keep the momentum, keep the speed. They really need to bring their time down by another 2 seconds in this particular run. That's not bad at all. Buttercup comes from a stock car background, had some great success in that form of racing. Was 2 in NZ last year in the Group B category, wants to go one better, but has put himself in a difficult position at the moment. He's going to have to go a whole lot better than those before him at the moment. The likes of Hayden Wilson and Tim Edhouse. So Buttercup, this looks like a great lap. Egmont Industrial Supplies in towards the line. Daniel Reid with a 57.056 straight to the top of the timesheets by about 1.2 seconds. Great run there for Buttercup. Lynn and Keith be watching the live stream there at home up in Waitra and keeping a very, very close eye on proceedings here today. Hey, it's fantastic news here. Obviously, the wind's died down, the rain has stopped, and the temperature has increased massively. I think we're up to about 8 degrees now. And how stoic are the people down here on the South Island? Nobody's run home that I can see. Everyone's just out there waiting to see us. White Noise, Hayden Wilson launches off the live. Aaron Greetsy doing the navigational duties. This guy right from the outset today came out super aggressively, laying it down to the rest of the Group B competitors and said, well, you know what? I'm leading the top of the table coming into this final round, and I really want to put the pressure on you guys. And he's been exerting that pressure beautifully, just using those thumb screws, just putting more and more pressure on the rest of them, saying, catch me if you can. So Hayden Wilson, the man from Wanganui, a little bit of a, got the boat just about airborne into that right-hander over the far side of the course there. 0800 my engine, blazing all over the side, a little bit knife into that left-hander. He won't worry about that. Straight lines it into the roundabout. So Greeksy still got the hand out there pointing him. Hayden a little bit squarish around the corner, but a 55.863 straight to the top of the table, 1.2 seconds quicker than Daniel Reid. So good run there from Hayden Wilson. Carl Beaver, the Beaver reliever, coming out now. Jay Ainan. I'll tell you what, this guy came out very aggressively at the early part of the day, was just not getting this rotation right. He apparently somebody gave him a bit of a foot in the backside and said, mate, have a little bit of a concentration progression here, see if you can work that out a bit better. Came out in qualifying 4 and laid one down. Will he be able to continue that qualifying 4-run style of racing? We are only going to find out right now. But Carl Beaver, Jay Ainan, pushing the Beaver reliever really hard out wide, and he spits it out. That is the end of the Beaver reliever for the day.
Wipe out.
Carl Beaver, this one's for you. Carl Beaver, we'll see you in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Beaver reliever. Yeah, disappointing end to today for those guys. And Carl Beaver, well, I dare say it's his shout. Yeah, there'll be a fair bit of frustration, a fair bit of disappointment. But, well, the boat is going to end up back on the trailer, nice and square, no damage. So they'll just have to reset and get ready for the 2020 season. So let's move forward now to Bevan Schuler Concreting, and in the silly seat is Grant Gibson. These guys in with a chance of the championship. So it is now down to 4 for the championship, this guy being one of them. The last run out was very, very slow indeed, following a DNF in Q3. Just had to reset the brain. reset the concentration levels, reset the boat. And at the moment, they are looking like they're doing that very nicely. Oh, no, there was a hesitation. He's gone the wrong way. You saw Grant Gibson there, the navigator, trying to push him down to the channel, and he needs to go left there. Now he's all sorts of crossed up, all sorts of wrong, and now all sorts of frustration, all sorts of disappointment. This is where your navigator was pushing you. No, I don't know where you're going now. Bevan Schuler has just, well, it's a race of attrition, so he still is alive theoretically at the moment. Turn left down there, left. No, not that left, the one before that. So Bevan Schuler has gone, nah. So Bevan Schuler, you also go hit the road, Jack. We got a bit of action music going as Sam Gray comes out for his run in the top 9. Group B, Mike Allen doing the navigational journey, slow off the line. But now they realise that Carl Beaver is out, Bevan Schuler is out, Bryce Barron is out. They are a chance to progress into the top 6 if everything goes their way. Oh, the boys looking pretty good out there at the moment. The Carterton pairing, the fisherman and the forestry worker. Not looking too bad out here at the moment. The start was fairly lackadaisy, if you like, but certainly carrying this momentum through at the moment. Sam Gray and Mike Allen now into this rock gas roundabout at the top part of the track. Sudden death elimination. The pressure is on. The boys and girls have been falling out all over the place. But Sam Gray has laid one down with a 58.231, puts himself into P3. So he will be stoked with that. Liquid Addiction coming out next. Tim and Debbie Edhouse. They are in the championship contention along with the white boat, the Silver Noise Machine, driven by Hayden Wilson. So Tim and Debbie Edhouse want to be posting a time around the time that Hayden Wilson set in this top 9 of a sudden death elimination. 55.863 is what Tim and Debbie Edhouse from Ofonga will be hoping to post this time out. No pressure, guys. A championship is on the line. Easing up to the start chute. Away they go. Tim came out very aggressively in Q1. Q2 got it the wrong way. Q3 came back on song again. Oh, very wide around that left hand. Haven't seen him run it that wide so far today. Wide around the roundabout as well. Wow, he's either seeing this track very wide indeed or he's just running it wide. I'm not too sure which, but at the moment the momentum's looking good. Nice through that hairpin. The Liquid Addiction Machine, after a nightmare trip on the way down, breaking the A-frame on the caravan, having to put it on the back of the tow truck. There's a long way down on a tow truck, I can tell you that. So they are confident in the rotation of that, there is no doubt. Moving up into this roundabout for the final part of this lap. Now down the far side of the track. They're really going to have to open it up, remembering a 55 was where Hayden Wilson was. Tim and Debbie Edhouse with a 55.170 straight to the top of the table by 0.7. So, wow, this is going to come down to the wire between White Noise and Liquid Addiction. Don't forget that Daniel Reid is still in amongst the mix. Bevan Schuler is out. So between Daniel Reid, Tim Edhouse and Hayden Wilson, that's where the championship's going to lie as we now move into the top 9 of the Group A.